In managerial economics, this subject matter earlier was divided into production, consumption, distribution and exchange. Later on, a person called as Ragnar Frisch, what he has done is he has divided the whole subject matter into micro and macroeconomics. Now microeconomics, the term micro means it has come from the Greek word which is called as micros. Micros means small, single, individual, etc. Macros is a word which has come from macros, which means large, huge, aggregate and total. Okay. Now microeconomics was given importance by Alfred Marshall, whereas macroeconomics is given importance by J.M. Keynes. Now microeconomics is also called as price theory and macroeconomics is called as theory of income, employment and interest. This is the book which is written by J.M. Keynes in the year 1936 after Great Depression, right? So microeconomics studies that how individual will get his income. Income, the various sources of income are maybe rent, wage, interest and profit. Whereas when you study about macroeconomics, it tries to study about country's income. How country is getting income, what are the various sources of income. Now here we talk about GDP, okay, national income of the country. And when we study about individual problems, what are their problems? Like suppose if I am unemployed, so this problem comes under microeconomics. But when we study unemployment as a whole, that is country's unemployment level, country's literacy rate and country's per capita income, all this come under macroeconomics. People also say that it is like a study of a single tree or its problems which are related to micro. But when you put all the trees put together and study as a problem of like a what you call forest. So when you solve the forest problem, each individual tree's problem is solved. That is how people treat it as micro and macro. And another thing is, micro is called as bottom and top approach. The reason is we are studying individuals and we are moving towards the country. So it is called bottom-top approach and macro is called as top-bottom approach. The reason for this is we are trying to study all macro analysis and how those are implemented towards micro. For example, if we talk about the tax of the country. Now this is done by macro level, but that tax has its impact on all the individuals which are there, right? So how micro and macro, they are interdependent on each other. We generally cannot distinguish. Both are having its own importance. Micro is dependent on macro and macro also is dependent on micro, right? Now this concept seems to be a narrow concept when we talk about micro because we are studying individually, and when we talk about macro, macro concept seems to be an aggregate concept, and this concept specially is studied by the government how to resolve the problems of the country like unemployment, poverty, how to encourage education, okay, how to develop the skills of the people. The same skill if an individual is trying to gain, that comes under microeconomics. I hope you got it. Thank you.